Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another Solo Sunday. Today we're going to be playing a solo playthrough of Leviathan Wilds. This is a cooperative game where you are trying to help these Leviathans by destroying these crystals that are making them rampage. We're going to be playing a true solo of it. So the way the game works is that you have to have at least two climbers. The game plays 1 to 4. You have to have at least two climbers, and each of the climbers has their own deck of cards. However, if a true solo game, you still use two climbers, but you combine the decks. And so basically, every climber, so we have a climber here, these two climbers here, we have Mystic and Kestrel. Basically, the two of them, the way it works is that they have a couple cards, one or two cards, and then we take the like 8 or so cards from a class deck. Combine those, that's your deck for that climber. So for solo, you pick one class, but then you have the two climbers, and then cards can be used for either one, regardless of whose turn it is. So I've got that mixed up here. And I'll kind of go over their abilities here, but we're going to be climbing up this Leviathan to strike these crystals. The crystal values are the dice, and when they're all destroyed, we win the game. If we end up dying before we can do that, we lose the game. Pretty simple. So I'll go over like who we're using, kind of what they do, and then I'll go over kind of the anatomy of a card. But basically, on every turn, we're going to be able to use, we're going to have action points that let us do certain abilities and play card effects. And so the action points are dictated by the top of the card, which I guess I'll show you one. So this is our action point value, and this is the card, what it does if we decide to play it that way. But most of the time, we're going to be playing stuff with this. And the action points let us do a myriad of things. We can move with one action point in any direction. We can jump over a space, jump 2. So you would effectively be you'd be jumping from here, and then there's a space, and then here, so you jump 2. That's 3 action points. X action points to glide, X spaces, so you just go from a spot and then move down in any direction. You can strike, which is destroying the crystals. Only when you're on ledges, which are dictated by these white spots here. You can kind of see them throughout the Leviathan. You can spend 2 to rest. I'll explain what that is. And then you can spend 1 AP to mend, which is heal 1. And then anytime actions, you can let go, which is falling. And I'll explain that. Using the skill and foraging. And I'll explain those when we kind of get to those points. But yeah, you can see the ledges here. So what that means is that you take your discard pile and you shuffle it back into your deck. For multiplayer or multi-handed, it'd be your entire discard pile. But for solo, it's just 7 cards from your discard pile. And the important part about that is that your deck is your grip. It is you being able to hold on to the Leviathan. If your deck ever runs out, then you fall until you hit a ledge. In a lot of cases, you could just fall all the way to the bottom, which is obviously something we don't want to do. And in solo, if our deck runs out because we're sharing a deck, both climbers will fall. So we'll kind of hop into it. We'll go on with what we need to do. But here are our 2 little meeples, and you can't see one of them. But we have Kestrel. He has an ability that take flight. You can spend 2 AP to basically go up 3 spaces, and we can be limit once during each of your activations. So he'll be our first character. And we're actually going to place Kestrel right there. And then we have Mystic. A climber with a spirit token may exhaust it to gain 2 grip. And when you rest, ready any climber a spirit token. And so each character is going to get a spirit token. And I'm going to give, with the upside face up like this. And when we exhaust it, we get to get some grip back. And I think I'm going to put Mystic there. And then we're the Gadgeteer. So setup is place the gadget token face up in your area. Each gadget, or exhaust the gadget token to use a skill effect with the gadget keyword. When you rest, ready the gadget token. So some of our cards are going to have those abilities. We've got that gadget token here on the ready side, and then when we exhaust it, we'll flip it. I'm going to use this token here to kind of track whose turn we're on, because we're going to alternate turns. So we're going to start with Kestrel there. And basically we're going to draw up to 3 cards. And these are going to dictate what we can do. So this is our hand. And I'll put this card pile down here so we can see our hand. But basically, we can play these cards for your AP, or we can play them for their effects. So let's go ahead and get started here. And I'll kind of explain some of the things too. When we hit some spots on the Leviathan, what they mean. But let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is reveal a threat. So these are the threat cards. We start at 0. we start at 0 enraged cards. So the enraged side is the blue side. So the purple side, we start with that. We're going to flip over, and it's going to tell us what's going to happen. So the highest climber is going to take 2 damage. And then we're going to activate our climber. So we're going to do a climber, and again, we're using Kestrel first. And honestly, let's see. Okay. Any climber may block 2 and prevent 1 gain instead. Well, we are going to... I wanted to jump up here, but I don't really like that idea at the moment, just because we're going to end up losing a grip. So if you hit these yellow spots without the protection, you lose a grip. Now, cards will have protections here. There's a yellow one, a red one, and a blue one. The yellow and red mean that if you have a card, your active AP card, with that symbol, you don't take the damage or lose the grip. And then if you have the blue crystal, it means when you strike the blue crystals here, you don't take blight. Now, I didn't mention this earlier, but blight is tracked with this cube, and health is tracked with this cube. As blight increases, if your health and your blight ever meet on the same track or cross, that character is defeated. And then the rest of the players have one more turn to finish off the Leviathan. So it's kind of one of those things where, like, you don't really want blight. Okay, so that didn't really work out the way I was hoping, but you know what? We're going to make it work anyway. So what we're going to do is we are going to use Deflector. So we're going to place that up here. It's going to give us 4 AP. We're going to spend 2 of it to jump up here to that spot. We're going to lose a grip for that because we landed on a yellow spot. We're going to spend 1 to move to here. And we're going to spend 1 to knock this down. Actually, this is what we're going to do. I lied. We're going to discard thrusters to use the thruster ability here, which is to climb 1. We're not going to use the gadget. We're going to climb 1. Oops, sorry. So that way we have 2 AP left, and we're going to spend the 2 AP to destroy this. That's dealt with. And then as my final action, or before we end our turn, we're going to exhaust the spirit token to gain 2 climb back, which will shuffle these 2 up and put them on the bottom of our deck. So we're actually getting our cards back. Okay, so that's going to be it. The climber that's highest is going to suffer 2 damage, which is going to be Kestrel, so he's going to take 2 damage. That's fine. We're going to keep this card in our hand, and we are going to draw up to 3. Now, one thing I didn't mention is that if we ever have it to the where we're allowed one card left in our deck, we do not have to draw. So we can still hold on to grip. We can hold on to stuff. However, if something were to force us to discard grip, then we would fall at that point. So we're going to move on to Mystic. We're going to flip over the next threat. So this affects the active, the point in which the damage will take place is relative to the active climber, and whoever. So basically, any of the spots around that spot are going to take -2 damage if anybody's there. So we're going to use that to mark it with this. So basically, any spots to 1 space to the left, 2 spaces up, and 1 space up, and 2 spaces and 1 to the left are going to take 2 damage. So we kind of want to avoid that. So we're going to try to hopefully go up 3 spaces if we can. So what do we want to do? So I think we're going to use this 5 here. We're going to use Wrecking Ball as our AP. And we're going to spend 1, 2, 3 to move up, because that will block us from having to take any damage. Actually, hold on. Let's do this. We'll go 1, 2. We're going to take this as a free action. We're going to forage this, which will give us +2 health when we decide to eat it. So we're going to forage that. So that's 2 movement, 3 movement, 4 movement. And I may just forego the last AP. Yeah, that's fine. So we're going to do that. He's going to activate. It's not going to hit us because we're outside of the range because we're 3 spaces away. So it's not going to hit us. So we're good there. Let's draw up. And we're going to go back to Kestrel, we're going to flip. We've got the active character moves down 1, and then all take 1 damage or 1 grip loss. So basically, it's going to push us down. If we're on a spot like this and we get pushed down and there's a blank spot here, you can really tell the spots from the camera where you can climb, but there are very faint dotted circles that basically form a grid. If you're ever in one of those spots, you immediately fall down to hit a ledge. So we don't want to have that happen to us. So we're going to need to get moving. And I think the best way to go about that is going to be, we want to move over here, or maybe we want to jump over here. So I think what we're going to do is, we have 2 cards here. Let's use the 3. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. We are going to discard Recovery Mist to activate the ability. Any climber may gain 2 grip, and then if you have your gadget token, that climber also may gain 2 health. So we're going to exhaust our gadget token to get our 2 grip back and recover our 2 health. And then I'm going to discard Energize to ready the gadget token. That's the ability on that. So now we're going to end. He'll fall 1 space, and then each character will take a damage. I don't want to lose any grip, so each character will take a damage. That's that. Let's draw up to 3. All right, we've got the character with the most health gains a blight and loses a grip. So that'll be either one, which is not great because blight makes things very, very difficult. Okay, so we're currently on Mystic, and the thing is I want to destroy that, but if I strike this, we'll take a blight. But it may be worth doing because we need to just get rid of it and we're there. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to use Twin Talons as our AP card. We do have protection here, so if we ever cross this spot, then we will not take any, we won't lose a grip. We're going to spend 3 of our AP to strike this. This is destroyed. We're going to take a blight for hitting that space without any blight protection. We do have 1 AP left. I think it might behoove us. We're just going to move a space up. And then again, because we have protection to that spot, we don't take the damage. So now the character with the most health is going to gain a blight, which we're going to give to Kestrel. And then we are going to lose a grip. Now, if grip is lost for both characters, we have to discard 2 cards. So it's kind of something we don't want to have to really worry about. Okay, so let's draw up. And our last threat card is going to be the active character takes -2 damage and is pushed 1 to the right. And this is going to affect everything above this line up to 2 spaces in any direction. So I really want to get up to here if I can. And we should be able to with our ability here. However, we've got that to contest with, and I don't really want to deal with that. I may come down here, but again, we don't have blight protection on our strikes, so it's kind of difficult. And we have 1 card there that'll do it for us, but we don't really have a lot of other things. So I don't know how I want to approach this necessarily, but maybe we just want to get up there and just get up to top. So I think maybe that's what we're going to do. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to spend, we can go here, here. That'll be, let's use Hookshot as for 5 AP. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to spend 2 to take flight, which will let us go 3 spaces, which will go 1, 2, 3. We're out of the way. We're going to spend 1 to go to this ledge, and then spend 2 more to rest. And when we rest, we're going to get to shuffle this back in and put it on the bottom of our deck. Actually, I'm gonna do a mulligan here. I'm not gonna. Well, no, I need a rest. It's fine. Okay, that's fine. And then we're gonna end our go. This doesn't affect us, so we avoid that entirely. This gets discarded. We're gonna bring this down to here, and we're gonna shuffle this up. And we're now gonna move this track down, and one of these cards will be enraged. So all these cards have an effect, and then if they're enraged, they have a worse effect. So we're going to shuffle these up, flip one, set 1 card enraged, and then set the other ones not enraged. So that card's enraged, and these are not. And we're on to Mystic's turn. We're going to flip, and the highest character suffers 2 damage, gets an injury, and the second highest character suffers a damage. So Kestrel's going to be taking a couple damage here. Oh, I didn't draw up to my total. Okay, so what do we want to do here? We can heal some stuff for Mystic, which is great. However, oh, this is Relic Staff would be really nice for the protection. So maybe we want to wait to do that here and use that to destroy that stuff. But it's a separate strike. Okay, we probably want to jump. I think maybe the strategy right now is to make our way up, deal as much as we can, and then drop down and deal with this at the end. That's kind of the tricky part, is that we had a crystal here, 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 and it's like we've got to figure it out. So I think I'm going to try to make my way to this crystal. In doing so, we are going to... We're going to use Ride the Wind for the AP. We're going to exhaust the gadget token, do thrusters to jump 2. And we're going to jump from here to here, because it's 1, 2 spaces. We're going to move up here by 1 and then spend the rest of our 3 to take this down to 2. And then I'm going to exhaust this token to shuffle these. I'm not going to wait. I'm going to wait to do that. No, I'll shuffle them back in. It's probably fine. Okay. So the highest one takes 2 and gains an injury, and then he'll take 1. And when we take an injury, we have this. So it says you cannot gain red protection. Remove this if you rest while your activating card has that AP card. So basically, I have to like place this here and rest, and then this will go away. But as long as we have this, we can't gain protection for that symbol. So okay. We've got the character with the most health gains a blight and loses a grip. Okay. Well, I could rest, but it kind of defeats that purpose. So maybe let's move our way up here. The problem is we're going to end up taking damage for crossing that spot. Let's use Wrecking Ball. We're going to place that here. We have 5 AP. We're going to do our Take Flight ability by spending 2. So we're going to go up to here. We're going to forage this. It's going to be draw a card. And let's just use it. So we're going to draw a card. We're going to spend 1 AP to come down here. So we have 2 left. We're going to spend 1 AP to heal. We're going to spend 1 AP to strike this, and then we're going to play Twin Talons. We're going to strike, and then we'll anchor. Anchor is not going to matter right now, but these 2 are gone. We've destroyed that, and we're going to end our go. So this gets discarded. Oh, the most health, we're going to give that to him. He's going to lose that, and discard a grip. Okay. All right, now we're back to here. We're going to flip. Active character gets pushed 1 and then loses a health or a grip. We're going to use our mushroom here. We're going to eat it to gain 2 health back. We have, 4 cards left in our deck. So, let's see. We need to destroy this. How do we want to do that? We have Deflector. We're going to play Deflector for the 4 AP. We're going to spend 2 to take this crystal out. We're going to spend... Ooh, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's use the 5. I meant to use the 5. We're going to spend 1 to move up and then spend the last 2 to rest. When we rest, we're going to unexhaust that and unexhaust that, and these get shuffled in. Go to the bottom. And then we're going to end the go. He gets pushed down 1, and everybody takes a damage or loses the grip. I'm going to have him take the damage. I'm going to have him lose the grip. Okay. Back here. Okay, active character gets pushed to the right and loses 2 damage. So we're in a really bad spot because we need to be able to go up to this row. So we have to figure out how to do that. Do we have any cards that'll let us do that? I don't think so. I think we're going to kind of have to just... We're going to kind of have to just deal. Although, we could move up 1, 2, 3. Actually, we could. We could go up to here with our ability. Let's use this. We're going to spend 3 to do our take flight, which will send us up here. We're going to spend our last one to heal. And then this only goes up 2 spaces, so we avoid that damage entirely. There's that. Okay, and then now we're on Mystic's turn. And here we go. So 2 up. And up and over. So if we go here, we're good. If we go here, we're good. Because it's here, here, and here. So we can go here, here, here. Are we going to be able to do this is the question. Okay, we're going to use Deflector as our AP. We're going to move 1 here. We're going to use Thrusters and exhaust this to jump 2 instead, to jump here. Now we're out of the way entirely. We still have 3. Let's exhaust to gain 2 of these back. So we're going to shuffle these up. We're going to gain 2 back. So you shuffle up your discard pile and then just add the 2. We spent 1 to move. Let's spend our other 3, and we're going to jump up here and jump over that, so we don't take any damage from that. And then this activates, but we're out of the range of it, so we don't take damage for that. This gets discarded. We're going to draw up. Okay. Now we're going to move on, and we're going to have 2 cards enraged. Okay, so 1, 2, flip, flip, flip. Okay. So let's see what we got here. So we're going to do this. Most health and second most health gain a blight and lose a grip, which is not great. Okay, I would like to strike this if we can. We can do 4 striking on that. We'd have to 3 striking. We'd have to move, which isn't like super great. But it may be what it is. So let's use Energize. We're going to move 1 space over here and then strike 3. We're going to avoid the Blight because we have a protection from Blight. And then we're both going to take damage, or both going to lose, gain Blight and lose grip. Okay. We have second highest. The highest gets 2 damage and 1 injury, and the second highest gets 1 damage. So it may behoove us to try to get Mystic up there, but I don't think it's going to work. Okay. I think what we're going to do is put Hookshot here. We're going to activate Ride the Wind, so it's going to let us go up 2 spaces. And then we're going to spend 3 AP, or 2 AP to shuffle these cards in. There's 7, so we're going to shuffle them in. This will get unexhausted, and this will get unexhausted. All right, Mystic's turn. So that's 3, or 2 it used. I've got 3 left. Let's discard Phase Shifter to move from here to here. We're going to be able to exhaust this to return it to our hand. And then let's use this again to go from here to here. And we still have 3 AP left, so we'll move here and then strike this 2 times. Yeah. Okay. So highest takes 2 damage and an injury, and second highest takes 1 damage. And the injury that we get for Kestrel is going to be you cannot gain yellow protection. Remove with your okay. So same thing as exposed, except I'll set these over here. Same thing as exposed, except we have it for yellow. So we draw up. There's 3. Okay. So active character has to avoid a lot of damage here. And unfortunately, I shouldn't have let that go, because now I could have struck the rest of this with protection and gotten rid of it. And now we're going to have to retreat if we didn't want to take damage. And we can't really be taking damage here. So we're going to have to kind of reassess here in a moment. Now, if I jump over, so I think this is what we're going to do. We're going to use this. No, we're going to use this for 4. We're going to go 1, 2. We're going to rest. So we're going to shuffle these back in, but this gets, we remove this because we have a yellow card. And then that gets reactivated. Okay. And I think we're just going to end our go. There's really nothing else we can do. But that's done. We'll draw up. Nobody takes damage because we're out of range. Okay. Active. I'm going to have to move down to avoid that, which we should be able to, because we're just going to, we can strike this twice and move down. So let's use Odd Relic here. We're going to spend 2 to destroy this, and then spend 1 to move down here. And we avoid that damage entirely. Great. And then finally, the active character gets pushed down 1, and everybody takes the damage. Okay. So, I think what we're going to do is we're going to have Kestrel go over there and take care of that last one. So we're going to use the 5 here. And go 1, 2. We're going to spend a Wrecking Ball to strike 2, and we're going to exhaust the gadget to do 3 damage and protection from blight. So that's destroyed. We still have 3 AP left. Let's heal 3. So 1, 2, 3. And then let's use our token to shuffle some cards back in. And then we're going to discard that. He's going to be pushed down 1, and then everybody's going to either take a damage or lose a grip, and we're going to have them lose 2 grip. All right. We're on to the Mystic's turn, and we're going to shuffle this up. Now we're at 3 enraged cards. So we need to start working our way down. So I think what I think the strat might be to have him come here, deal with that, come down here, deal with that, and then maybe we'll try to maybe, I don't know, we'll see. Maybe he'll end up dealing with this and coming down here. So let's take a look at our first threat here. Highest gets -2 health and an injury, and second highest gets -1 health. Kestrel cannot remove himself from these injuries. I'm going to move these out of the way to kind of keep track of those better. Okay. All right. So, we got to get down here. And I think the way that we're going to do it actually is going to be... How many cards? We have 4 cards here. So we can glide. Now, gliding, you have to go in the same direction. So you could glide down. We could glide down diagonally. If we were to glide down here, we would fall down here immediately if we stopped, which wouldn't be a bad idea. Or we can glide straight down or go in this direction. Gliding here would be nice. We can go straight here and glide if we spend 2 AP for that. But we don't have protection from blight. And I think I'm going to kind of go after this. So I think what we're going to probably do... What we're probably going to do is... Let's see, go here. We're going to use Twin Talons for the 4 AP. We're going to use Ride the Wind ability, so we can either go 2 up or any of those spots here, and we're going to choose to go to the spot that's for this. So it would be 1, 2, it would be here. So we're going to go there with Ride the Wind. We're going to move a spot down and then spend 3 to destroy this. So that's gone. And actually, let's discard thrusters for the 1 climb. We're going to climb this way and forage. And this gives us 1 strike. So that's nice. Okay, so we're going to end our go here. He's going to take 2 damage. He's going to take 1 damage. We're going to get an injury. This injury is clumsy. You must be able to. You must be on a ledge to mend action. Remove this injury if you rest while you have full health. So, okay. So we have 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. We've got 1 card left on our deck, so we're likely going to have to rest. Oh dear. So active. Okay, this is going to be rough. So the active player is going to hit all the space around. They're going to take 2 health, take 2 damage, and get pushed 1 to the right. If it misses, it will enrage a card, and that means that the next unenraged card will enrage. So we're really going to have to make our way down. And unfortunately, this spot here is within the blast radius of the attack. So we don't want to stay there. So maybe I come down here and just fall onto that ledge. I think that's what we might have to do. So we're going to use this. And we're going to spend 1 to glide, and we're going to glide down here. We're going to use it as a free action. We're going to fall. So we just go down until we hit a ledge. And we're going to fall down here and hit a ledge. Now, we would normally have protection to this, but because we have this injury card, we're going to take the damage for that. But we have 3 AP left. We are going to heal 1. And we are going to rest. By resting, we're going to get rid of this. And we're going to shuffle in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards. And we got rid of that because of our having that symbol there for that. So that's shuffled back into there. All right. And we're done. And this misses because there's nobody down there, and then it's going to enrage this card. So this card's going to flip. Oh, we did rest, so this gets reactivated as well. Okay. Next threat, Swift. So whoever's in the blast radius of that attack is going to take +1 blight, -1 health. What does Swift mean? Oh, threat card resolves when revealed. Well, that's rough. So he's going to take it right now. So, oh, are you kidding me? I think I'm dead. Because this will come here, and he's dead. Actually, hold on. Can I do that? Okay, as an anytime thing, hold on. I might be able to... Because I think as an anytime action, we can play this, and I could exhaust it to gain 2 health. So I'm going to do that. If that's wrong, I apologize, but I'm actually going to do this. We're going to activate this to gain 2 health as an anytime thing and get 2 grip. And then we're going to succumb to this, because otherwise that's going to be kind of whack. So, okay. That's like really whack. Okay, we got to figure out how to get over here. And I think... we have 5 with this. We're going to spend 3 to heal. And we're going to spend 1 to go here and then 1 to glide down here. Okay, let's draw up. Okay, most health and second most health get in blight and suffer a grip. Again, I think I could do that, what I did, because it's literally an anytime thing. So I don't know if anytime can be interrupted or can interrupt. Or I would have done it before knowing what that card is, I guess. Timing conflictions. With a rare case of timing effect cannot interrupt each other. Any effect played or triggered are queued with the resolve of one after another. If multiple effects are queued, resolve them. Prioritize the Leviathan scenario response. Okay, small mulligan then. I'm going to activate that before this gets flipped, and then we would have been flipped and it would have been fine. Because I don't want to die. So, okay. So, I think what we're going to do now is we're going to use this here. We're going to move down a space. We're going to spend 3 to strike that because of this. And then I think a card effect will let me strike again, and I just... Yeah, we're going to activate Odd Relic to get one more strike to destroy that. So that's dealt with. And then everybody's going to lose a grip and gain a blight. Okay. Alright, last card. Active player gets pushed and everybody loses the health or a grip. So we got to get ourselves here and we got to get him down to here. And I think that's how we're going to resolve this. So we're gonna end up having to rest here. So let's use the 5. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3. We're gonna spend 2 to rest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That gets shuffled up. We're gonna flip this and flip this. And then we're going to get pushed down. He's going to lose a grip for that. I'm going to have him lose a grip. I'm going to lose 3 grip instead of losing any health. Okay. And this gets discarded. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 enraged cards. We're going to draw up, and it's going to be Kestrel's turn again. Not really good at removing the marker. Okay, so active player gets +1 blight and gets pushed down 1, and all characters lose health or grip. So for us, we're going to have to heal to deal with that. So I think we'll use the 5. We'll move up 1 space here. We'll spend 2 to heal, and we'll spend the last 2 to rest. That will get rid of this, and we'll shuffle these back in. And then we'll get pushed down 1 here. We'll gain a blight. And everybody will take a damage or lose 2 grip. I'm going to have them lose the grip. Okay. Okay. So he's going to be taking mad damage. So we got to get ourselves out of here. And to do that, I think we're going to use the 4. We're going to spend 3 of it to jump over here. Then we're going to use Ride the Wind for this and go all the way to the far left spot. So it'd be 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3. So we're going to use Ride the Wind for that. And that's all we're going to do. So we've avoided the blast radius of this. However, this card will get enraged for them missing. Okay. Active player gets hit immediately. Man, that is really tough. That we really can't do anything about it. So let's go ahead and put the 4 down here. We're going to activate Hook Shot and then use our gadget to jump up to that space up here, which is up in the corner. So it'll go 1, 2, and over here. We're going to exhaust this to shuffle in 2 cards. We're going to spend 1 AP to heal, 1 AP to move, and then 2 AP to strike this down to 3. And then we get protection from this. And I guess let's discard Old Relic to get 1 more strike in and just finish that off. Okay, so that's done with. We're going to draw up. Okay, highest gets -2 health plus an injury, and second highest gets -1 health. That's fine. No, it's not fine. Because he's going to die, and we're not going to be able to get to the thing in time. Maybe we can. We might be able to here. Okay, we're going to use 5, and we're going to strike. You're going to use 4 of it to strike this and destroy this. Now it's going to move our blight over 1 space. We're then going to discard thrusters to climb 1. Oh, I'm going to take the damage anyway. Because I got to get my butt up there. Is that what we want to do? Hold on. Let's reassess for a second. I don't have my gadget. I don't have anything. I could strike it, but it's a separate strike action, so we're going to take an additional blight. And basically, yes, the moment that a character ends up... The moment a character ends up with... crossing these paths, they're out. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, if they're ever on the same spot or cross, you're defeated. Is there a way for me to salvage this? Can I get all the way up here? Is going to be a question. Because if I can get all the way up there, I'll have him take the 1 damage and we can be good, and then I can just fall down. So maybe that's what we do. We're going to use 5, and we're just going to climb our behind off. 1, 2. But if he takes it... Because the tough part is I'm going to have to jump. I'm going to have to jump over some stuff, which is going to kill AP. I can go 1, 4, 5. Discard card. Discard phase shifter. But it still puts me too low. If I swap this out, I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm still too low. And I can avoid the damage, but I'm too low from this. He's still the highest, and I can't... There's no way for me to avoid him not taking all this damage. And I can't take the damage because of that. And because I exhausted my deal, that's kind of put a damper on things. And I believe the anytime cards they're not for, like, it would have to say any climber. I can't just give it to another climber, because if I can give climb 1 to him, I can move him down and he'll just fall, and then we can get up above. But I don't think that's going to work. Because if I can get him to move, we would be good. But I believe we're kind of stuck with that. Okay, I don't know that there's a way we're going to work this out. I really don't think there's a way we're going to work this out. It might just behoove us to destroy this, try to make our way up here and take that out. I think that may be the only thing we can do. And let that that's just gone. So we're going to use our 5. And we're going to use 4 of it to take this out. We're going to gain a blight for that activation. Then we're going to spend 1 to go up here. And we're going to end the go. He's going to suffer 2 damage. He's going to suffer a damage. He's defeated. So we have 1 more turn to end the game. Okay, most health and second most health, game +1 blight and -1 deal. So we've got to make our way up here and do 2 damage. And I don't know that that's going to happen. We can go 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I don't think we can do this. I think this is it. I think it's game over. We can place this here. We go 1, 2, 3. We go 4 and forage this. Gives us 1 block, but we can only carry 1 mushroom. But there's nothing we could do. We could climb 1, but at the end of the day, we can't get up there. We're going to suffer a blight. I mean, we would die anyway. So that's it. So we almost got there. However, we had 1 crystal left to destroy. It just ended up being an unfortunate thing. But that's the game. That's how it kind of plays. So there are a ton of these Leviathans. I think there's 17 of them in the book. So there's a ton of these guys here. They all have their own deck of threat cards. And there's about 7 characters. There's like a ton of classes. So you could do a lot of mixing and matching. But that's going to be Leviathan Wilds. We got close, but not quite there. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you guys think of the game, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.